The race for supremacy often leads to intense rivalries, not just among competitors, but also between teammates.
What the f*** are we doing here? What is stupid action? I'm going home. You.
These relationships can turn controversial, leading to some of the most dramatic and infamous moments in motorsport history. From explosive confrontations to catastrophic collisions,
Hamilton's going to try again, this time on the inside, a continent touch! Verstappen is out of the race and that's a big crash!
these moments not only define careers, but also alter the trajectory of championships. These unhealthy competitions often stem from the inherent pressure to outperform one another, especially when both drivers are fighting for the same championship title. Welcome to DRS Speed Hunters, your premier hub for videos exploring the thrilling and tumultuous world of Formula One racing. In today's episode, we'll discuss some of the most infamous teammate rivalries in Formula One history. Before we get into the details, though, make sure that you hit that like button and subscribe for more thrilling content, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your opinions on these legendary rivalries. Now, throughout Formula One's history, teammate rivalries have often been as fierce as those between drivers from opposing teams. The pressure to outperform a teammate can lead to dramatic incidents that not only affect individual careers, but also alter championship outcomes. In this case, whether you're in the best or worst car, once you finish ahead of your teammate in Formula One, you would have the honor to declare the season a success. But as history has shown, this can often lead to disaster, as F1 drivers are competitive sportsmen, and some will go great lengths to prove that they actually are the best. Let's take a closer look at some notorious examples. McLaren 2007, Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso. In 2007, McLaren made a bold move by pairing rookie Lewis Hamilton with two-time reigning champion Fernando Alonso. This was a match made in heaven, or so they thought. Alonso, who had been in the spotlight for quite a while, suddenly found himself sharing it with a rookie who was not just fast, but also fearless. From the beginning, it was clear that both drivers competed fiercely for the championship. Hamilton quickly proved that he wasn't an ordinary rookie by finishing third in his debut race and then claiming his first victory in the sixth race at the Canadian Grand Prix. This unexpected success ignited a fierce rivalry as Alonso began to feel threatened. The tension reached a boiling point during the Canadian Grand Prix when Hamilton outperformed Alonso, who had been expected to dominate. Just one race later at the U.S. Grand Prix, Alonso's frustration boiled over after losing to Hamilton again. He raised his fist at the pit wall in disbelief, a moment that signaled to everyone that this partnership was anything but harmonious. But it wasn't just on-track performance that fueled their rivalry, but also team dynamics. Both drivers were fiercely competitive and began to prioritize their interests over team integration. Alonso felt that McLaren wasn't giving him the support that he deserved, leading to whispers of discontent from within the team. Now, let's fast forward to the infamous qualifying session at the Hungarian Grand Prix. In a dramatic turn of events, Alonso blocked Hamilton in the pits during their final qualifying runs, preventing him from setting a record time. This act of sabotage left Hamilton furious, and Alonso, well, he didn't get away with it. He received a 5-place grid penalty. The incident not only highlighted their personal conflict, but also exposed deeper issues within McLaren's management. The fallout from the rivalry didn't stop there. It spiraled into what is known now as Spygate. The FIA launched an investigation into McLaren's alleged possession of Ferrari's confidential information, ultimately leading to McLaren's disqualification from the Constructors' Championship and a staggering $100 million fine. By the end of the season, both drivers finished second and third in the Drivers' Championship standings behind Kimi Räikkönen of Ferrari. Now, this tension had taken its toll in Alonso's relationship with team principal Ron Dennis, leading him to announce his departure from McLaren just 1 year into their partnership. Alonso later reflected on this period as immature and tense, acknowledging that both drivers were too focused on their own goals rather than working together for the team's success. He believed that if they had been managed differently, perhaps under a more authoritative figure, the rivalry could have been less destructive. Red Bull from 2009 to 13. Sebastian Vettel and Mark Webber. Now, prior to the Hamilton-Rosberg era, this rivalry seemed about as toxic as it gets for a while. After a good performance in the 2009 season, Red Bull Racing emerged as a serious contender in Formula One, thanks to their genius designer Adrian Newey and a powerful partnership with Renault. With a car that Webber described as a weapon, both drivers were in for a win. However, it wasn't long before tensions began to rise. As the 2010 season kicked off, Both Vettel and Webber found themselves in a fierce battle for the championship. But everything took a turn for the worse at the Turkish Grand Prix. In a dramatic clash for the lead, the two teammates collided, forcing Vettel out of the race and leaving Webber with a third-place finish. The aftermath was pretty messy, with Webber feeling used by team management, particularly Helmut Marko, who he believed unfairly blamed him for the incident. Moving on to the British Grand Prix later that season, after starting in second place and securing victory, Webber made a sharp comment over the team radio. Quote, "Not bad for a number 2 driver." This remark was directed at Red Bull's choice to equip Vettel's car with a new front wing, highlighting the growing tensions within the team. But nothing could compare to what unfolded in the 2013 Malaysian Grand Prix. This race would become infamous for what is now known as the Multi-21 incident. Both drivers were set for a comfortable 1-2 finish when Red Bull instructed them to hold their positions and conserve their tires. However, with just 13 laps remaining, Vettel had other ideas. Ignoring team orders, he overtook Webber in a bold move that left his teammate furious. The post-race scene was tense. Webber could be heard repeatedly stating Multi-21, Seb, highlighting his frustration at being disregarded. Vettel's actions drew a lot of criticism and raised questions about his respect for team orders. In later reflections, Webber recounted how this incident shattered any remaining trust between them. He confronted Vettel at the next race in Shanghai, only to be met with disappointment when Vettel expressed that while he respected him as a driver, he had no respect for him as a person. The fallout from these incidents was profound, as Webber felt betrayed not just by Vettel, but also by Red Bull management, who seemed to favor their star driver. By the end of 2013, after 4 seasons filled with tension and rivalry, Webber decided that it was time to leave Red Bull. Despite their bad relationship during their racing days, both drivers have since moved on and reflected on their experiences with greater understanding. However, their rivalry remains one of the most captivating chapters in Formula One history. Next up, McLaren from 1988 and 1989, with Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost. Perhaps the biggest rivalry in the history of Formula One, Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost spent 2 years together at McLaren in 1988 and 1989. It didn't take long for tension to develop between the two, with Prost believing Senna failed to obey a team order that had been put in place before the second race of the 1988 season. McLaren went on to dominate that year, claiming 15 wins from 16 races, with Senna clinching the championship by just 3 points. But the rivalry had only just begun. Decided to reclaim the title that following year, Prost did everything that he could to regain the world championship, culminating in the decisive race at Suzuka. Senna had to win to maintain his championship aspirations, and during the race, he made a daring move on his teammate in the final turn. Now, this maneuver was audacious, but the two collided when Prost shut the door, leading to further drama. The damage ruled the Frenchman out of the race, but Senna continued after being helped on his way by the marshals, and after pitting to repair his broken wing, he caught and passed Alessandro Nannini in what appeared to be an epic race victory. But the delight was cut short when he was disqualified after the race for rejoining the track illegally, meaning that Prost won the championship with a round to spare. The controversy surrounding the event remains one of the most controversial in all of sports history, which brought Prost's time at McLaren to an end as the two drivers could no longer stand the sight of each other, let alone work together. Each of these rivalries not only showcased intense competition, but also resulted in penalties that shaped their careers and impacted their team significantly. In this sport, drivers can receive grid penalties for various infractions, such as blocking a teammate or causing collisions. For instance, Alonso's actions during qualifying directly impacted his starting position and contributed to McLaren's disastrous season. On the other hand, accumulating reprimands can lead to grid penalties, as the system is designed to maintain discipline among drivers, and Sebastian Vettel's reprimand for non-sporting behavior serves as a reminder that actions off-track can have serious consequences. Similarly, one can be the worst teammate for an F1 champion by failing to contribute points and not assisting the team in the Constructors' Championship, as Red Bull is currently experiencing with Checo's poor performance. The stories of these rivalries illustrate that while teamwork is essential in Formula One, individual ambition can lead to fractures that are difficult to mend. The pressure to win can turn allies into adversaries, creating narratives that captivate fans and define careers. As we reflect on these intense competitions and their consequences, we invite you to share your thoughts. Who do you think had the most dramatic teammate rivalry? What impact do you believe that these incidents had on their careers? Well, let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to DRS Speed Hunters for more thrilling insights into the world of Formula One racing. Your engagement helps us bring more exciting stories from around the world of Formula One. Thanks for watching.